Hey, good morning, everybody. As I've been watching the events unfold, definitely within the last 3 weeks, I can tell you, I am devastated. I am saddened beyond words. I am torn from the inside out. This is just unbelievable. Yet at the same time, I understand and I realize that this is probably the last opportunity we're gonna get, you know, to do the right thing. A lot of people are, messaging me saying, hey, you know what? We should work on forgiveness. We should work on this. Yes, true. But, we've been forgiving for over 400 years. And what has it gotten us? What has it gotten us? Law enforcement, you know, myself and the majority of people, whether white or black, we are not anti-police. We are not anti-law enforcement. We are anti-police brutality, misconduct, and a lack of accountability. This is what the manifestations are really about. Again, that falls under the whole systemic racism issue. But the majority of the people on the street protesting and manifesting, they're not manifesting against police because we need law enforcement. However, we need law enforcement that is just, that is professional, that keeps their emotions out of their interactions with the public. And because we are all people, we understand that. Maybe a law enforcement officer had a bad day and they're a bit rough with an individual, whether it be my brother, my sister, or whatever. We understand that people are people. However, when they take this misstep, we need that there be some accountability, because any other job that you work, whether you are a doctor, whether you are a sanitation employee, again, the what we now consider the essential workers, no matter what kind of job you have, there is no such thing as qualified immunity that prevents you from being held accountable for your performance, except if you are a policeman or policewoman. This needs to stop. This needs to stop. This qualified immunity thing, you don't have qualified immunity. I don't have it, because everything is performance based. This is America. This is America. This is what we've been taught. If you strive to achieve, striving means your performance. Everything is performance related. If a law enforcement officer knows how to interact with the community and upholds the law, then please by all means promote that officer. These are the type of officers that we need. However, if an officer is abusing the law and violating people's rights, that officer needs to be held accountable. And again, we call on other officers who witness this to stop, looking the other way, stop remaining silent, stop being inactive, and actively tell that officer, hey, you know what? You need to not be doing this. Because we all need to be held accountable to the law. Law enforcement, they word alone. If an officer says something to you, that is not the law. They are stewards of the law. So a lot of times you see these videos when an officer says, I am telling you to do this. No, it needs to be a lawful order, and a lawful order means it implies the law. Your word is not the law. Your word is not the law. So if you tell someone to get out of their vehicle, you need to articulate the reason why. You know that. You cannot just tell somebody to do this or that, stand on one foot, dance around just because you feel like it. That's not the law. That's not the law. Your word is not the law. You represent the law. So everything that comes out of your mouth needs to reflect a specific law or ordinance. Your word is not good enough. What pains me is that I come from people who are law-abiding citizens who participate in law enforcement, who've been in the military, and the law is the law. It's not my feelings. It's not your feelings. The law is the law. And right now we have a problem where there is no integrity with regards to law enforcement. Police, they lie, they cover things up, and they back one another. So where are these good officers? Where are these good officers? Please step up, show us that you're there. You see somebody's rights being violated, you allowed it to happen, there's going to be a cover-up, there's going to be misrepresentation of what actually occurred, and you remain silent. So you are part of the problem. You are part of the problem. Basically what you guys should be doing, you should be each other's coaches. When you see someone not performing correctly, you need to take the time out and say, hey, you know what? This is not the way. Whether it's your first day on the job or, you've been there for 30 years. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. Again, the black and brown community, we're not trying to, we're not defunding the police. Means, holding the police accountable and subsequent convictions for their action. The same thing that will happen to you or me. The same thing that will happen to you or me. Law enforcement is a job. It's a job. It's a job like being a doctor. It's a job like being a sanitation worker. It's a job like being a post office employee. It's one and the same. There should be no qualified immunity. Because when people are not held accountable for their performance and there's no there's no consequences, what happens. That's anarchy. That's anarchy. Do away with qualified immunity, and every law enforcement officer should be actually there to actually promote and to help other law officials to stay in line within the law. You cannot be violating the law to protect the law. It doesn't happen. It doesn't work like that. It doesn't work like that. And I know there are circumstances where it needs to be you need to go above and beyond. But what you encounter on a daily basis is not it. And you know that. Thank you so much for your time. Take care.